Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming with yours truly, iOctane. The deck is out for the next event, which is a Fire Slay event. We're going to jump right in and have a look at this week's deck. This week it's also a crystal event, so we'll be collecting dust. I won't be going after the deck. I'll be just collecting all my dust and see if they're going to bring back the runes or they're going to leave these crystal events as a permanent fixture. But anyhow, let's see how it goes. Let's jump straight into the deck and have a look at the support cards. So I'm going to look at the 5-star card. So these are the 5-star stat. It's a warrior, so it will have high health and low attack. And this card decreases the damage taken by up to 16%. So I guess this will go up to 20% when it gets to 6-star. At a rate of 4% plus an additional 4% per 100 skill points for the next one turn. If this era attacks while the skill is active, spawn 8 fire gem and apply onslaught status for one turn. Charge rate 12 and the cooldown is 6. This is your the skill points generator as usual. So this, at a glance, I would say this card doesn't really do much. It decreases damage, but it doesn't. It spawns gems, but not if you're not if you haven't attack. So it isn't really a good card. If this era attacks while the skill is active, not really a brilliant card. Let's see event card, our main card as it's called now, and it's Olivia the Oracle. And what she does, she spawns 3 fire gems. If onslaught is active, spawns 3 power gem ones instead. You've heard me voice my opinion on many occasions about cards that is dependent on another card, and this is another one of those cards that's dependent on either the ultra rare or the support card. So this card really and truly can't really be used on its own in combination with another deck. It has to have the support card or the ultra rare to use it with another deck. So personally, I don't believe it's a good card. It's an attacker, it's got high attack, so if you just want a card that will do damage, you can get this card if you want. But personally for me, if I don't get from the 5-star collection, I won't be getting it from the pack. I don't believe it's a good card. Next up is our ultra rare, Judicious Enforcer. And it decreases the damage taken by up to 20% at a rate of 5% plus an additional 5%, just like the support card, per 100 skill point for the next one turn. If this era attacks while this skill is active, spawn 4 fire power gem 2s and apply onslaught status for one turn. So this card will actually powers itself, so it doesn't really need the support card because it does the same thing as the support card, but it spawns power gems and actually spawns 4 power gem 2s, which is okay. And it's got a passive as well. When 10 fire power gem 1s or greater are on the board, increases Fire Slay attack by up to 24% at a rate of 6% plus an additional 6% per 100 Fire Slayer skill points. So this is a better card than the event card. This is a card where I wouldn't go chasing after it, but it would be a card if you get it in the lottery, the pack lottery as I call it. It's a good card to get. So let's look at our Master Collection card, Wilson, Hardened Chief. And he will spawn 5 fire gems. If onslaught is active, spawns 5 power gem 4s instead. Just like the main card, it needs the ultra rare, and it also needs or it needs the support card. So if you get this card from the pack lottery, you get the support card free anyway. So you need this card and the support card for it to do its thing. The good thing about this card, it cleanses one enemy debuff from a hero at turn beginning. So turn beginning is the third turn. So after the 3-turn cooldown, it will actually cleanse one debuff. That's what turn beginning means. It's the same thing as the card that I hate, Aswang. I hate that card. It begins on turn beginning, which is the 6th turn. A rubbish card. So Fire Force Strike Team is your ultimate form for this week. And it spawns 5 fire gems. If Onslaught is active, spawns 5 power gem 4s instead. Decreases damage taken by up to 20% at a rate of 5% plus an additional 5% per 100 skill point for the next one turn. Once per activation, if this hero attacks while this skill is active, spawns 4 power gem 2s. So it will spawn 5 power gem 4s, and it will also spawn 4 power gems 2, which gives you 9 power gems in total. And apply the onslaught status for one turn. Charge rate 9, cooldown free. So your ultimate form, personally for me, is the best card out of all the cards, because it actually powers itself. So it can be used in combination with another Fire Slayer deck. But other cards, the main card and the Master Collection card, can't be used in combination with another deck without the support card or the ultra rare. So as a free-to-play player, if you do get the Master Collection card in the pack lottery, you have to incorporate your support card. If you don't, it won't do what it's meant to do. So now let's look at your 3 card that you need this week. I've got 2 out of the 3. This is a card that I really hate as well. Vena, Seeker of Vainglory. Next card is Flameheart. Best out of the 3 cards, it's this one. Mysterious. This is a pass ultra rare, the Domi deck. And the Domi deck was one of the best deck back in the days. I wasn't playing at that time, but when I started playing, I always hear people talk about the Domi deck. Just my view on the past events for the last 3 to 4 weeks. I haven't been enjoying the events as I used to, especially Slayer events, because of the quest. And I'm assuming this week we'll have the quest as well, because what I find is I spend more time chasing after the quest than I do actually competing in the solo leaderboard. So I've been finishing quite low on the solo leaderboard for the last 4 to 5 weeks because of the quests. And the quest, it requires a lot of effort to actually collect the stuff from the collection, because you need to kill a lot of bosses to acquire the points or the trophies to actually get the stuff from the collection. Before, in a Slayer event, I would complete all the collection by the Friday. Now on the Monday afternoon, I'm still grinding away trying to get up to probably the 2nd to 3rd runes, or if it's dust. So most of the time I don't finish the collection even when the event is over, and I hate that. I really and truly hate that, and I'm beginning to hate the quests. If they make it a bit more easier, it shouldn't be where you're just grinding away just to get the stuff from the collection. You should be able to, realistically, if you have a good deck, complete the collection by the latest Saturday. You shouldn't be grinding away on a Monday afternoon just to collect stuff from the quest. You're not paying attention to competing in the solo leaderboard. So most people who spend money on the decks, they will actually do quite well, because they buy the deck, and when you buy the deck, you get enough trophies to actually complete the whole collection. So I think the quest is actually designed or geared towards people who actually spend a lot of money on the game. And I can see this game dying off quite soon. The direction that Network is editing with this game, I can see this game dying off before the end of this year or the beginning of next year. It won't continue, because my friends my friends list used to be it's 100, and I used to have 100 friends, and I used to have like 10, 15 more people requesting to be friends with me. Now I haven't got anybody requesting to be friends with me, and my friends list is just getting, it's just getting smaller and smaller, because a lot of people are just giving up on the game, and people are becoming inactive. And when I go each week, I'm deleting like 2 people who have been inactive, 3 people have, last week I deleted 10 people from my friends list who's been inactive for 5-6 weeks. So a lot of people are leaving the game, and the game is dying off. It's become boring for me. It's quite boring just matching gems just to actually complete the quest to get the stuff from a collection. It's really boring. I'm not competing, I'm just trying to complete the quests. So it's boring. I find the quest quite boring because it just requires too much. And that's my view on it. The crystal events, I think crystal events is good once in a while, but not each week. I hate the dust. I don't mind getting the dust, but I don't want to have to collect the dust to get the master collection or the ultra rare, because as a free-to-play player, it will take you at least 20 to 50 weeks, probably take you a whole year before you can actually craft a ultimate form for Fire Slayer, Fire Commander, just one ultimate form for each of the events, for each of the Infinity. It would take you all year, so you will probably end up with just 10 ultimate forms, which with the runes you probably at the end of the year would have like 15-20 ultimate forms, because you would collect your dust, you get your runes. I think the runes are much better. The crystal events are okay once in a while, just like the VIP events. The VIP events are not every week. They're like you get 2 now, and probably 3 months later you get the next one. A few weeks later you get the next 2. So the VIP events don't come around quite often. So I think the crystal events should coincide with the VIP events, so it's not that often, because collecting dust to get the cards are absolutely totally ridiculous. I hate it, and I'm beginning to hate this game. I used to love this game. Now I'm sick of it, and I'm just sick of the way network is doing what network is doing to the game, and it's just horrible. It's just horrible. The game has become something that I don't really enjoy playing anymore. So the last event, I had about 1,000 keys, and towards the end of the event I still had about 600 keys, because I just didn't play as much as I used to play, because I find the events quite boring because of the amount of grinding you need to get the stuff from the collection. But tell me what you think, tell me how you feel about it. So let's see what we get from this. So 1,300 dust, and I've got Kanish. Let's go again and see what we get. I'm not expecting to get much. If I do, I'll be happy, but as you can see, you don't see any gold back, so that means I haven't got a master collection card. I haven't even got an event card, so I'm just 900 dust, and we go up to the 3rd tier, and that's it for me going through the master pack. So you haven't seen a gold back, so no master collection card. I will not be able to collect enough dust to get a master collection card, so it's no master collection card this week either. Let's see what I've got. I've got Mysterious, so that's the only plus. I've got the card that I actually wanted, Mysterious. I've actually got it, so I'm happy about that, but everything else I'm not really happy with it. 1,100 dust, that's it. So I won't go any further in the pack. I won't be spending 2,000 gems to get the guaranteed event card. No way, no how. I won't be doing that. I'll be saving my gems. I'm gonna start recuperating when it comes to my gems. I'm gonna save all my gems. I'm gonna be very shrewd with my gems. I'm gonna be very shrewd with my dust. I'm not gonna start spending my dust all willy-nilly. And let's see how much dust I've got anyway. So for the master collection card, I've got 4,300 dust. and that's all the dust that I just collected plus the dust from the previous event. Got 600 dust for the ultra rare, and I'm not expecting to even accumulate up 7,000 dust towards the end of the event, so I'm not expecting to get anything apart from the support card in this particular event. What I will be doing, I will be running, this is the deck that I'll be running for the event. This is my Fire Slayer deck from the last Fire Slayer event, which I thoroughly enjoyed. This Fire Slayer event, however, I'll be mainly concentrating on finishing as high as possible on the solo leaderboard. I won't be focusing on completing the quest this week at all. Whatever I get from them, from the collection, I get it, but I'm gonna start focusing mainly on finishing as high as possible on the solo leaderboard, and I'll see how it go. So tomorrow we'll be doing our possible deck combo. Obviously this will be one of the possible deck combo if you've got these cards, but I'll look in my deck and see the other cards that I've got and make a deck suggestion. I've got quite a bit. I've got the commander, the Fire Commander deck from the last Fire Commander event, and I've got a few other cards. Now next point is your legends. The legends have gotten a buff, which is really good. The leader skill is really brilliant. I love the new leader skills. It's absolutely brilliant. The battle skill is it's okay. The passive is the best part. So create 4 fire power gem 1s every 4 turns. So on your first turn, when your relic starts to generate all your fire gems, this card will actually spawn 4 fire power gem 1s. So if you got, say, 2 ascended ray, you will spawn 8 fire power gems. So I've got a few of that legend card. Let's see. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. I've got 1 ascended, 1 up to 6-star, and I can take this one up to 6-star as well, but I'm not able at the moment to ascend it to, I'm not able to ascend any more of the legend cards, particularly because what I've done and what I always wanted to do when I started this game is to ascend all my legends. So I've ascended all my legends. All of my legends are ascended, and I've got multiple copies of all of these legends. So I'm gonna start gathering all the material needed to take all of the copies up to 6-star and then ascend all of them, because what I want to do is have like a full deck of Almar, a full deck of Dojin, Ray, Eileen, and Keta, and that's what I always wanted anyway, a full deck, so they can be used in bounty especially. I've got Almar's relic, Dojin's relic, Ray's relic, Eileen relic, and I've got Keta relic. The only one that hasn't been taken up to 6-star is Eileen's spear, and these ones can actually be enchanted. Let's see. So I haven't got the material at the moment. As you can see, I've only got one of the skull. I think I've got the most material for Dojin's axe. Yeah, so I only need two of the bands for Dojin. I need the dark band and I need the water band, and then I can actually take Dojin's axe up. And as you can see, when it gets up to, I think, 2 pink stars, it is quite good. So those are my aims for going forward in this game. But hopefully the network don't change too much and I become very discontented with the game and actually stop playing. So the head starter pack, I normally get the free one. Doesn't make much sense getting the 500 gems one. It doesn't really matter much in Slay event. So that's your deck for this week. Do I think the deck is brilliant? No, I don't think it's a brilliant deck. I don't think you should start spending your gems on this particular deck. Save your gems, save your dust as well. If you've got cards that you can use in this event that can actually get you up to 15% damage, use your deck. Don't start spending. Be smart when you're getting decks. Get decks that actually are worth it. This deck is not worth it. I wouldn't advise anybody to spend any of their gems on this particular deck. Don't spend your gems on this deck. Save your gems. Wait for the next fire commander event or slay event and see the type of mechanics that they bring out. There's two mechanics in the game that I consider to be quite good. This mechanic, we've got two decks that actually features this mechanic. The mechanic is create 2 dark power gem, two dark power gem 4, 3. Well, basically this one has got a nuke damage on the next turn, and the nuke damage is actually 100% of the total damage dealt by the deck. And if you use 3 keys, it's actually then multiplied by 5. So it's quite powerful, and we've got 2 deck that features this mechanics. So it's this deck, this green deck, and it's this dark deck. That's the only 2 deck that's got this mechanic. The next one that's got a good mechanic is this Fire Slayer deck. It's quite good. It's got a really good mechanic. This deck, the Hellboy deck, is absolute crap, and I haven't really got a good water deck. The deck that featured this card is quite good. It's the next deck that's got a good mechanics. It's got the same mechanics as this fire deck. So those are the 2 best mechanics in the game at the moment. All the rest of mechanics are absolute garbage, rubbish. So save your gems. Wait until they bring out the next affinity with this type of mechanic. The on the next turn nuke mechanic, or when you get hit you produce gems mechanic. Those are the 2 best mechanics in the game at the moment from my perspective. So cards to get this week: collect your free support cards. Don't spend your gems on anything apart from the relic. If you want to take the pack up to the second or the third tier, do it if you want to. But personally for me, I just go up to the 3rd tier just to collect the dust. That's all I'm interested in, to collect the dust, to save my dust, to use my dust when a good deck comes out. So that's it from me today. You'll see me on the next video when we'll do our possible deck combo. And from my subscriber who said I should actually feature the decks a bit more, show what they can do, I'll do that when we do the combos either tomorrow or Friday, and I'll show you what they can actually do. The reason why I didn't do it the last time is because I didn't want to make the video too long, but I'll make the video as long as possible just to give you what you want. So from my Octane, it's peace and have a great day. Thanks, bye.